I think I messed up. Wait, I'm sure I did. Welcome to Young Elder TV, where UFOs, religions, Anunnaki, and black youth collide in a cosmic comedy. Meet Marcus, our fearless leader. He's an aspiring scientist and part-time alien enthusiast. Then there's Maya, his sister, a no-nonsense lawyer who secretly believes in ancient astronauts. Oh, and don't forget Grandma Pearl. She swears she had tea with an alien once. And finally, their quirky neighbour, Mr. Thompson, convinced he's a reincarnated god. With 3 million fans already hooked, Young Elder TV blends laughs with galactic mysteries. Ready to join the fun? Hit that subscribe button and dive into the cosmic chaos. Young Elder TV, where the stars align for comedy. Hey, I'm Dr. Charles P. Winston, Young Elders Butler, a regularly featured guest on the Young Elders channel about extraterrestrials. I have years of research into the ancient astronauts and ancient technology from your distant past and future. Over 30 ancient cultures reference interaction with physical beings they considered to be gods. Modern archaeology considers these stories to be myth. We will discover the Rizqians in this amazing video. Join us as we journey through the captivating race called the Rizqians. This video is perfect for cosmos lovers, galactic travelers, and anyone fascinated by the wonders of our universe. Don't miss out on this magical experience. Watch now and let the Rizqians illuminate your world. Ever wondered who the Rizqians are? These advanced humanoids, often seen as benevolent, have a fascinating history. Known by many names like the ancients, Anunnaki and Elohim, the Rizqians are the architects of the galaxy. Imagine a civilization that built entire star systems and seeded life on countless planets, including Earth. The Rizqians constructed complex cavern cities beneath our feet and created species like reptilians, humans, and more. Their technology was light years ahead of ours, literally. One of the Rizqians' crowning achievements is the Stargate. These portal devices enable rapid travel between distant locations in the fifth dimension. They even built fleets like the Nibiru fleet and the Atlantis fleet. But the Rizqians didn't stop there. They ascended to higher planes of existence, reaching the seventh dimension and becoming pure light beings. This ascension granted them near infinite knowledge and powerful abilities. Before their ascension, they made a critical error. To fix it, they descended back to the fifth dimension. Here, they monitored the third dimension, still omnivores but capable of moving between dimensions using ships, sometimes mistaken for UFOs. Their journey to the Milky Way from the Pegasus galaxy marked a new chapter. Escaping overpopulation and conflict with insect beings, they landed in the Centaurus constellation. From there, they migrated to Saturn and began creating and selling stars and planets, including Neptune and Uranus. Anu, a pivotal figure, designed Illyuwn, also known as the Great Galaxy or the 19th Galaxy, with 3 suns and numerous planets. This tri-solar system became a hub of advanced technology and trade. Life on Rizq, the 8th planet in Illyuwn, was extraordinary. With a crystal-clear quartz atmosphere, interwoven rainbows and 3 suns, it was a planet of immense beauty and power. Rizqians enjoyed incredibly long lifespans, advanced telepathy, and the ability to manipulate physical and energy states. Their business, Rizq Tech, revolutionized the galaxy. From building ships and planets to creating advanced technologies, Rizq Tech was a galactic powerhouse. They even mined minerals on over 200,000 planets, following strict galactic laws. However, not everyone was a fan. Tarnush Republic Company, or TRC, sought to reverse-engineer Rizqians' technology for their own gain, leading to conflicts and competition. In the end, the Rizqians' legacy is one of awe-inspiring advancements and profound influence across the galaxy. Their story is a testament to the heights a civilization can reach with wisdom, technology, and a bit of cosmic wanderlust. Stay tuned for more chapters on these fascinating beings. Hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more bangers. Hit that bell. Check back with us every day for new content. Thanks for watching. Let's go in. The Rizqians are advanced humanoid type, usually described as being benevolent by comparison to other groups. They built complex cavern cities beneath the Earth and seeded reptilians, humans and other races on Earth and many other planets. The Rizqians, also called the Ancients, Anunnaki, the Elders, Ancestors, Atlanteans, Dineers, Neteru, Najaru, Elohim, gods, and gate builders. They are one of the most advanced races known in the galaxy, having evolved for trillions of years prior to the present day and reaching a high level of technology long before humanity evolved on Earth. They build these stargates to move around the galaxy faster. They are best known as the builders of the Nibiru fleet, Stargates, Atlantis fleet, and Messiah, Destiny fleet stars and planet builders. A Stargate is a bridge portal device within the Stargate network that allows practical, rapid travel between two distant locations in the fifth dimension. They are able to create an entire star system complete with complex life on planets. Most of the Rizqians have ascended to a higher plane of existence with near infinite knowledge and powerful abilities. They ascended to the seventh dimension and became pure light beings. They chose to slow down their vibration to come to the fifth dimension. They had to fix a mistake from their past. They were the first known race to ascend. There are many planes of existence between human existence and ascension. When one exists in any of these planes beyond the third dimension, he or she is referred to as an ascended being, because they have ascended to a higher plane as a form of intelligent energy. Refer to the Ascension Manual by the Young Elder. Ascension is a process that allows beings to be able to separate from their physical bodies and to live eternally as pure energy in a superior plane with a greater amount of knowledge and power. It can be a mental, spiritual, or evolutionary process, a direct result of obtaining a certain level of wisdom and knowledge as a civilization. The Earth religion of Buddhism is based on this and teach that Oma is Mother Nature along with the other ancients as spirits. There are 1 through 9 dimensions. Each dimension is vibrating on its own frequency. All the dimensions make up one dimension, which is the All. It appears that the various planes of existence not only dictate the powers an ascended being has, but also their level of understanding or overstanding the universe, or their degree of enlightenment. The higher level of ascension at which a being exists, the more power, knowledge, and overstanding of the universe they possess. Before the Rizqians ascended, they designed a lot of technology. In their light form, they don't need ships to travel. They descend to the fifth dimension to oversee the third dimension, in the third through fifth dimensions. They are omnivores, meaning they eat meat and plant life. In the fifth dimension, they move around with ships. Some refer to them as UFOs. They have many different types of crafts. They build these and sell them throughout the galaxy. When the Rizqians came to the Milky Way galaxy from the Pegasus galaxy, it was a new start. The Milky Way, from the Latin via, way plus lactea, milky, which is the 18th galaxy, taken its name from the Greek sea nymph Galatea from the Middle English galaxy, the Milky El Vari, from late Latin galaxias, from Greek milky, from Gala, galact, meaning milk. Anu, Raziel I, son of Ansha, just had been crowned as the 9th Anu. At this time, they were not known as the Rizqians. The planet Rizq had not yet been designed. A war was going on in the Pegasus against the insect beings. The Pegasus galaxy is about 3 million light-years from the Milky Way. It's closer to Andromeda, but still outside Andromeda's virial radius, a measure of how far a galaxy's gravitational influence extends. Therefore, it is not considered a satellite of Andromeda, but rather an isolated ultra-faint dwarf galaxy. The Pegasus Dwarf Irregular Galaxy is a dwarf irregular galaxy in the direction of the constellation Pegasus. The Pegasus Dwarf is a companion of the Andromeda Galaxy in the local group. The ancients and Anunnaki, as they are sometimes called, left the Pegasus because of overpopulation of the insect beings. When they came to the Milky Way galaxy, they landed in the constellation of Centaurus. The Centaurus star system is one of the oldest star systems in your galaxy. It is home to some of the closest stars to Earth, with the closest being Proxima Centauri at 4.2 light-years away. Alpha Centauri, another star in the constellation, is 4.4 light-years away. In comparison, Beta Centauri, another star in the constellation, is 525 light-years away. They then migrated to the planet Anshar, which you called Saturn. When they arrived in this solar system, it was a new system with 4 huge planets. The Rizqians came to the Milky Way galaxy with the technology and knowledge to create whole star systems and planets. Neptune and Uranus are planets that were designed by the ancient beings. The first business in the Milky Way galaxy was the manufacture of stars and planets, then selling them and placing them throughout the galaxy. A lot of Saturn's 146 moons are starter planets that are for sale. Once Anu defeated his brother Alalu, he decided to build a new home and galaxy for his people. He wanted this galaxy to be the place on high. Keep in mind, Anu in the galaxy was very wealthy. This galaxy was fresh and had a lot of unclaimed territory. When the ancients got to this galaxy, they had gotten better at designing planets and star systems. Anu designed the plans for his new home galaxy, the Garden of Paradise, which is the Palace of Anu. This galaxy, Illyuwn, known as the Galaxy on High, it is also referred to as the Orion and Lyra galaxies. Keep in mind, one star system can be a whole galaxy. When we get into the microcosmos, light years, the 9 dimensions, and etc., the perspectives become bigger. Anu had Illyuwn constructed as his place of splendor for his family to thrive in their heavenly place. Keep in mind, Illyuwn is the 19th galaxy. You're in the 18th galaxy now. The constellation Lyra contains many star systems, including multiple star systems, open star clusters, and galaxies. Some of these star systems include the Hercules family of constellations, some of Orion system, along with Aquila, Ara, Centaurus, Corona Australis, Corvus, Crater, Crux, Cygnus, Hercules, Hydra, Lupus, Ophiuchus, Sagitta, Scutum, Sextans, Serpens, Triangulum, Australia, Vega, and Vulpecula, just to name a few. Some of these systems were engineered and seeded with life by the Rizqians. Like we said, the Rizqians' home galaxy is called Illyuwn. Millions of years before the creation of upgrading of human beings and light years away from your solar system, the 19th galaxy the Rizqians constructed. The 19th galaxy, also called the Great Galaxy, known as the place on high, called Heaven or even Jannat, where the etheric records called Akasha are kept. Anu designed this galaxy with 3 suns. It is a trisolar system having a red, yellow, and blue sun. The 3 primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. They are the foundation for creating all other colors in the visible spectrum and are also known as elemental colors. Primary colors are fundamental because they cannot be created by mixing other colors. These are not formed by mixing any colors. In fact, they help make secondary colors. Our universe consists of a multitude of celestial bodies, including stars. You may think that all stars are the same, but in fact, there are many different types of stars. Each type of star can be classified into one of 7 groups, according to its properties or spectral attributes. Some of these properties are size, color, temperature, and stage in their life cycle. All suns, including our sun, are stars. It looks so much bigger than other stars because it is much closer to Earth than all the other stars. There are 7 spectral classes of stars based on the effective temperatures of their surfaces. In order of descending temperature, they are O, B, A, F, G, K, and M. O stars are the very hottest, brightest stars, and M stars are the very coolest, dimmest stars. Your Sun is a G-type main sequence star. This means that it is a white dwarf star, appearing yellow when viewed from our atmosphere, that is in the middle of its life, currently fusing hydrogen atoms into helium in its core. Your Sun is a main sequence star, meaning it is in the middle of its life, currently fusing hydrogen atoms into helium in its core. Compared to many giant or supergiant stars, the Sun is relatively small. Some stars can be hundreds or even thousands of times larger than the Sun. These stars have a surface temperature of 5,000 to 6,000 K and are yellow in color. The Sun is an example of a G-type star, and every second it fuses around 600 million tons of hydrogen into helium. Other examples of G-type stars include Alpha Centauri, Tau Ceti, and 51 Pegasi. Red stars are made of a degenerate ionized helium core surrounded by a shell of hydrogen fusion. They are a state of stellar evolution that occurs when a main sequence star runs out of hydrogen in its core after billions of years of nuclear fusion reactions. Yellow stars can be made of hydrogen and helium and are classified into different types based on their surface temperature. Blue stars are made up of the same elements as other stars in the universe, which is roughly 75% hydrogen, 24% helium, and trace amounts of other elements. However, blue stars are distinguished by their mass, which is at least 3 times that of the Sun. This mass gives blue stars higher luminosities than other stars, allowing them to be visible from great distances. Illyuwn has 19 planets, 3 suns and 38 moons. Afsu, the red sun, Shamash, the yellow sun, and Utu, the blue sun. The planets are Sibtu, which has 2 moons, Buwan, which has 3 moons, Tibut, which has 5 moons, Ka'atu, which has no moons, Finzat, which has 1 moon, Actin, which has 1 moon, Gara, which has 2 moons, Unfaz, which has 4 moons, Haibu, which has 4 moons, Ilatuz, which has 3 moons, Kumar, which has 1 moon, Nuyat, which has 1 moon, Kispis has 2 moons, Kipsu, which has 4 moons, Lityan, which has 1 moon, Fuzat, which has 1 moon, Hulwa, which has 2 moons, Muha, which has no moons, and last, the planet Rizq, which is a great planet that gives a great deal of energy, originally having 2 moons, but now 1 moon. Rizq is the 8th planet in this trisolar system. Keep in mind, beings live on all 19 planets, and even the moons were occupied in Illyuwn. The way the 19 planets orbit the 3 suns is quite complex. There were 19 tribes, 14 of the tribes of Anunnaki left on Nibiru. We will get into that later. The times were good. This was before the war took place. It was a time where Anu's business was booming in the galaxy. Rizq Tech produced the best ships in the galaxy. Different races that wasn't on the shadow banned list were coming from many different galaxies to purchase a ship from Rizq Tech. The galaxy Illyuwn design by the master architect, Anu himself. It is one of the most advanced star systems in the galaxy. Rizq is the 8th planet in Illyuwn. It had 2 moons, but now has 1 moon called Chishi, which is 9 million miles from Rizq. The business Rizq Tech laboratory and research lab is located on this moon. The planet Rizq is the heart and source of that trisolar system. Rizq is 72,901 miles in diameter. That's about 10 times the size of Earth. It also can adjust its size. The planet Rizq is made from clear quartz crystal, which causes the atmosphere to have interwoven rainbows. The 3 suns of the planet Rizq, which are red, yellow and blue stars, form a tetrahedron of energy around Rizq. Rizq has a very abstract orbit, which looks much like an atom. The 3 suns also rotate and move as Rizq passes by, the 3 suns causing the planet Rizq to go through 3 nights in 1 day. There is a certain point that is called the bright day, where the light from all 3 suns shine on the planet from all sides at this point. The red sun or star, which is called Afsu, is 45 million miles from Rizq. The yellow sun or star, which is called Shamash, is 81 million miles from Rizq. The blue sun or star, also called Utu, is 27 million miles from Rizq. During the bright day, all 3 suns or stars are at an equal distance from Rizq. At the same time, and this point is the hottest and brightest point of their year, also called the full light or unilateral point. For the planet Rizq, an equinox is when all 3 of its suns move completely around the galaxy once. The planet Rizq has 3 continents, one called Darnuriya, meaning the dwelling of light. This is where the city of Melchizedek is, which is called Salem or Salem, one called Zarantu, meaning visitor's abode, one called Kuzmustar, which is made of blue, green and purple crystals, Kuzmustar meaning the chosen black land. When visitors come to Rizq, they first are taken by Rizqian escorts to Kuzmustar. There they sign in, for immigration laws are set up on the planet Rizq. Once they were signed in, they were allowed to stay on the continent Zarantu. Zarantu was under the command of Tarnush, the humanoid Draco-reptilian, who wanted total control of the planet Rizq. The visitors could visit the other 2 continents with a Rizqian escort. However, Rizqians can visit all 3 continents unescorted. The royal family lived on Darnuriya. This is where Anu's palace is located. He had this same temple cloned on Nibiru. Darnuriya has huge palaces, temples, schools and streets made from gold. Beautiful gardens made from crystals and hologramic forests. Healing waters that are streams of rivers and lakes. It has advanced hologramic cities. In their physical form, in the 3rd to 5th dimensions, they can get up to 5 to 10 feet tall. The Rizqians' physical appearance is very similar to the Nubian human beings of Earth, except their eyes are somewhat slanted and slightly larger than human beings. They have a dark reddish-brown to olive-tone skin complexion. They have dark, soft, wavy, woolly or kinky hair texture that range in color from silver, white to black. Some of the elder men have woolly, thick beards that turn white to silver as they get older. As they get millions of years old, their time frame. They have large, almond-shaped eyes that have a sparkle in them. They can weigh up to 90 to 300 pounds. They can live for billions of years in their physical state and can live forever in their light bodies. They are born the same way as humans, but they have mastered the incarnation process. They can recognize the light signature of the being as they come back in. They don't have a religious system. The planet Rizq is 100,000 years more advanced than the planet Earth. They mostly dress in white and gold robes. Rizqians do not die, as they have discovered the cure to death long ago. For fun, the Rizqians have parties, listen to music, dance and watch holographic TV. They go to school or learning centers until they master their craft. They have a democracy and somewhat of a monarchy family system combined. Although Anu set up a council of 24 elders to oversee things. On Rizq, one day is 3 Earth years, which is 1,095 Earth days. They have 12 months, being about 90 days or more each. The women only stay pregnant for 6.5 hours their time. The native Rizqians live by the law of 1 meal a day, which means they eat once every 3 Earth years, which is once a year, which is once a day on Rizq. This perfect point is also, like we said, called the bright day. This is when the natives ate their 1 meal. At this time, the Rizqians started becoming vegetarians, people who only eat vegetables and other plant products. During this time on Rizq, they were working on the Ascension project. So, during the bright day, the native Rizqians would transform from Rizqians to Etherians, pure light energy beings, and then back from Etherians to Rizqians again. Religious people called them angels or angelic beings. The Rizqians use their higher senses. They are telepathic. Telepathy is the purported vicarious transmission of information from one person's mind to another's without using any known human sensory channels or physical interaction. They can use telekinesis, which is the ability to move objects or change their shape with the power of the mind without the use of physical contact or force. They can teleport by using light energy, which is called photoportation. They can intervene with humans through any form of technology that uses light, display, and frequency, which is called photokinesis. They can feel and understand the same emotions of the people of Earth, but on a higher frequency. As light workers, they provide great wisdom to a few mortals chosen for talents and genuine intentions that leads to new discoveries of technology. The planet Rizq is a fifth-dimensional physiology and reality. The Rizqians, as light beings, are based in the high 5th to 7th dimensions, beings existing beyond the normal 4, height, width, length and volume dimensions, and in a further dimension beyond current observations. As light beings, the Rizqians can manipulate the material plane. Their material creations originate from a separate source. The Rizqians have reached immortality. From the beginning, the light beings have existed for as long as the creation of the universe has, indicating they can live longer while remaining in their own dimension. As light beings, the Rizqians can manipulate the soul, the incorporeal and immortal essence of a living thing. Souls are usually most obviously present in sentient beings. When coming to the Earth or any other third-dimensional reality, light beings can lose their status as immortals. The most peaceful of the light beings often leave mortals alone, unless provoked or under order by the Ascended Council. Many millions of years ago, when the ancients came to the Milky Way galaxy, they started a company. At first, they built stars and planets. At this time, the company was ran by Anshar, Anu's Raziel, the first father. Anshar, who was the 5th Anu. It was called Anshar's Planetary Company. Their home base was Saturn. They manufactured planets and stars. Then they sold them around the galaxies. This company was taken over by Anu. It became known as Rizq Tech once they set up Illyuwn. In Illyuwn, Anu expanded the brand and ventured into other branches of technology. Rizq Tech has been providing the multiverse with technology for about 76 trillion years now and counting. Rizq Tech is an extraterrestrial technology manufacturing company based on the moon of the planet Rizq. One of the ancient founding shipwrights, it has been the primary supplier of ships in the galaxy for millennia. Rizq Tech has many bases, laboratories and variety of companies based on other planets. Rizq Tech manufactures many different types of technology. They make suns and planets. They made crystal cities ships. They designed the zero-point energy warships, cruiser ships, planetary-sized ships, cybernetic advanced robots and drones, sublight drives and hyperdrive engines. Sublight drives propel starships below the speed of light and are used upon leaving a planet's atmosphere. They make hydrodomes, biodomes, and huge advanced space stations, all different types of advanced weapons systems. They created biology robots like the Grey Rumadians. They are cloning technology and biochemical screens that have hypermatter, hypersonic generators, hologramic technology, generators, hydro-transfer conduit, biotrackers, code replicators, crystal modulators, chemical and weathering-altering devices, pattern analyzers, orb amplifiers, time travel technology, healing devices, luxury yachts, which were huge advanced space stations, semiconductor devices such as transistors and etc. There are many more, but we would be here all day breaking down all the technology that Rizq Tech provides for the galaxy. 80% of the ships and technology in the galaxy come from Rizq Tech. Most of the ships, not made by Rizq Tech, was reverse engineered from Rizqiyan technology. They were also a manufacturer of starship component parts. The head scientist at Rizq Tech is the 15th Elder Raziel II, son of Anu. Rizq Tech prided itself on efficiency, reliability and cutting-edge innovation. They also made custom design ships for a variety of different races and cultures throughout the galaxy, acquiring rights and patents to technologies as they became widespread in the galaxy. The company's warships, crystal cities, shams, Nibiru-class fleets and many other types of crafts served in countless wars and planetary defense fleets for more than a millennium. Rizq Tech developed an extensive system of smaller yards spread throughout the mid-rim and outer rim of the galaxy by licensing its designs to hundreds of races throughout the galaxy, such as the Greys and feline beings, while continuing to supply ships to the judicial forces of the Galactic Federation of Life. Rizq Tech also focused its efforts on supplying patrol crafts for the planetary security forces. Rizq Tech has a long history of building sector defense warships and mercantile escorts. Rizq Tech are trendsetters, always being the first to break out new technology. Rizq Tech poured non-Illyuwn of minerals into producing massive new battleship designs, including the Nibiru fleets, Destiny fleet, warships and crystal cities, and many other crafts, advertising them to the senators of rich core worlds as far more effective combatants than undersized patrol crafts. Some of you might be asking, what is a non-Illyuwn? You have 1,000, million, billion, and then a trillion, which is the highest most people know. Now, after a trillion, there comes a number known as quadrillion, and then we have other numbers following it. These numbers are quintillion, sextillion, septillion, octillion, non-Illyuwn, and decillion. As you know, it costs money to run a business. In the heavens, money is minerals. The Secretary of the Galactic Interior, acting through the Director of the Ascended High Council Geological Survey Team, has listed galactic critical materials and minerals. These things are considered as natural wealth, such as aluminum, copper, titanium, platinum, gold, silver, crystals, natural graphite, element 125, naquadah, element 115, moscovium, nickel, cobalt, carbon, limestone, silicon, magnesium, lithium, chromium, arsenic, fluorine, potassium, quartz, sodium-rich plagioclase, chlorine, calcium-rich plagioclase, and etc. Just to name a few, there are thousands of other minerals on this list. We will go more over the mineral list more on another class. To sum it up, all the minerals are galactic wealth. Know that all these minerals are found on the same planet. So Rizq Tech has a mining side of the company. They are mining minerals on over 200,000 planets. Keep in mind, you just can't go around the galaxy taking what minerals you want. If the planet has a native species, deals or contact agreements must be made before you can start mining operation on their planet. Doing this without due process is prohibited under galactical law. So Anu has made a lot of deals with races throughout the galaxy. Some deals were made by marriage, some deals were made in exchange for technology or other minerals that are not naturally found on the natives' planet. The TRC, which stand for Tarnush Republic Company, was a small business started by Tarnush and a few members of the so-called Republic. They mostly secretly purchase Rizq Tech ships and technology, then try to reverse engineer it, then sell them to members of the Republic. Although the company received few notable contracts during the course of the Galactic Civil War, it continued to research and made new upgrades to the reverse-engineered technologies and designs. The TRC was commissioned by the Rebel Alliance to develop what would become the Death Star, based on Nibiru's early designs. The TRC was less favored by the Galactic Federation of Life government. They spend most of their time trying to figure out how to reverse engineer the Rizqians technology to turn it into some type of weapons platform. They are haters of Rizq Tech and feel like they should share their technology with the galaxy freely. They are still behind Rizq Tech's technologies by 50,000 years. This is all that is known about the TRC and its operations in the galaxy. On one fateful day, the planet Rizq was visited by beings from the planet Titan, which is a moon or satellite to Saturn. The planet Titan was the home base of the disagreeable Anunnaki, which were divided into 12 continents. This visitation would lead to a chain of events which would impact the entire universe. The visiting alien exchange students to the planet Rizq were welcomed into the great empire of the Rizqians with open arms. It was decided by Rizqian governors of Rizq that the exchange student aliens, who claimed that they were also distressed refugees to their world, could share one of the 3 continents on the planet Rizq. They were only allowed to live on the continent called Zarantu. Zarantu was under the command of Tarnush, who wanted total control of Rizq. Murdoch was chosen by Anu to lead the fleets, and this caused a disagreement between Murdoch and Tarnush. Anu's decision for Murdoch to lead Anu's fleets caused that disagreement between Murdoch and Tarnush, which caused a small war and a clash on the planet Rizq, which comes from the word razaka, meaning to provide. Tarnush, also known as Humbaba, attacked the planet Rizq with a shield depleter, aerosol, a gaseous suspension of fine, solid or liquid particles. This substance can today be found in such produce as paint, detergent or an insecticide, packaged under pressure with a gaseous propellant for release as a spray of fine particles. Today, the children of the Luciferians are using the same tactics here on Earth to deplete the ozone or shield of this planet. The aerosol bomb of Tarnush comes from the root word air, or air, simply air, atmosphere, aeroballistics and a gas, aerosol, from the Greek word for air meaning air and the word sol meaning sun. So you get air-o for omega ending and sol, sun. Just like the destruction of the atmosphere and of the suns of Rizq, this same epidemic is also being done here on Earth. The Rizqians had no protection from the damaging rays of the 3 suns. The rays from the 3 suns UTU, Shamash and Afsu had put a hole in our ozone layer, as you have now a hole in your ozone layer over Australia expanding daily. Rizq, the 8th planet, was the heart and source of that tri-solar system, and thus was the most affected, as Earth is the heart of this solar system. All 3 suns have a magnetic pull that causes a tighter and heavier rotation of its planets. The energy field on Rizq was starting to increase, and the hole was starting to lose its color. So the Rizqians needed to build a protection, a dome of gold dust to protect the planet from the damaging ultraviolet rays. Gold reflects the sun's rays. Pure gold can easily be beaten or hammered to a thickness of 0.000005 inches and 1.02 ounces, or simply thinner than paper and can be stretched for more than 60 miles long. It can be made thinner than any metal. This is one of the reasons why gold is a very precious metal and is greatly valued by humans today. It is one of the softest metals, and it is a good conductor of electricity and heat, and it can be easily vaporized better than any metal. Gold is also capable of reflecting intense heat and holds up under any condition. This, and much more advanced knowledge about pure gold, other metals and minerals, the Rizqians knew exactly what they were coming for. Gold, having existed since the creation of the planet Earth as you know it, can be found deep in the Earth's crust, volcanic ash, as well as in the vast oceans of this planet. Anu and the other Aluhum, or angelic beings, knew that the gold of this earth was good long before the birth of man. So Humbaba, who is Tarnush, and his followers who supported him, which was 1/3 of Rizq, were cast out and was never to return there. The atmosphere was dwindling away and many Rizqians departed to other galaxies. The Rizqians had to abort Rizq and go to Keshlul Orion, which is a 6-star, 6-major sun constellation, thus having hundreds of galaxies. The Rizqians took residence in the planets and star constellations of Mazzaroth, Aish, Arcturus and Camu or Pleiades, making them also temporary homes. Exploration was necessary. Thus, the grafting of explorers became a necessity. This need gave birth to Rumadians, later to become known as Greys. These extraterrestrial biological entities, EBEs, were grafted from various extraterrestrial species. They were emotionless and without reproductive capabilities. They served but one purpose, and that is as explorers and worthy servants. Their explorations took them to Lemu, called Mars, and Sheshki, called the Moon, where plans for the construction of cylinder crafts called Shams were built. This took place after the collision with the crafts of the Ninga fleet, also known as the Four Winds. They transported gold dust to the Moon, then to Nibiru, and from there on to the planet Rizq. Because of the damage that Tarnush had done to the planet Rizq, the Rizqians started expeditions looking for gold. As a great warrior, the Rizqians engaged Murdoch's services. They needed somebody who was a warrior type to go and seek out the gold and transport it by Nibiru to Rizq. Let me explain to you how it all began. It all started when we, the Anunnaki, needed to protect the dwindling atmosphere of our home planet Rizq. We are the 8th planet of a tri-solar system in the 19th galaxy of Illyuwn, the Anunnaki. Rizqians originally came here to this planet Earth to mine for gold that we would take back to our planet Rizq Anunnaki. Rizqians were chosen to seek this gold, which they knew could be found in abundance on the planet Tiamat, meaning Maiden of Life. They made many trips in a mothercraft called Nibiru, which means Planet of the Crossing, or that which crosses the skies. Keep in mind Alalu, who is Anu's half-brother, found the gold on Tiamat billions of years ago. He in fact is part owner of Rizq Tech. So the Anunnaki knew there was gold on Earth of Tiamat in abundance. The protozoa were originally transported and planted here on this planet Earth by these beings from the planet Rizq, the Anunnaki called the Aluhum. What are protozoa? Protozoa are a polyphyletic group of single-celled eukaryotes, either free-living or parasitic, that feed on organic matter such as other microorganisms or organic debris. Historically, protozoans were regarded as one-celled animals. The great kingdom of Tamara, Egypt, was originally called Kemet, after the constellation Kima Pleiades, one of the original homes inhabited by the Anunnaki, who are called Neteru or Najaru by the so-called Egyptians, when they could no longer live on Rizq. The Anunnaki named it Nibruki, the earthplace of Nibiru, and Nippur in Akkadian. Today, the Rizqians populate 42% of the galaxy. Many Rizqians went to other galaxies. When they began to live under different suns or stars and different environment on different planets, their physical form changed. Some Rizqians now have blue, green, yellow, red, orange, grey, and other colours of skin tones. The Rizqians also came to Earth and mixed with humans. A lot of you are children of the Rizqians. So, to answer your question, where are the Rizqians today? Most of you are the Rizqians. You guys are the new generation called the Najaru. The Rizqians visit Earth in many different forms. Some of the hybrid Rizqians still live in the center of the Earth, in a city called Shambhala. We will get more into that on another class, well, Young Elder Gang. That's all I have for you today. Hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more bangers. Hit that bell. Check back with us every day for new content. This is Dr. Charles P. Winston, Young Elders Butler, signing out. Thanks for watching. Wadu.